So, hello everybody, warm welcome to Kicking the Balearics. It's episode 18 of our video stroke podcast of the La Liga, Smart Bank, and all the teams from Segunda B and Tercera divisions as well. Happy New Year, Mark.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Richie. How are you, mate?
All right, mate. Yes, good. It's certainly got a little colder since we first started all this.
It was 1 degree yesterday in Ibiza yesterday morning, and I went water skiing, mate, and it was very cold.
Ooh,
very cold.
That was brave.
Yeah, it was nice.
Very
actually.
brave.
It was one of those strange occasions where the water's actually warmer than the air. So it's actually warmer in the water than it is out in the water. So
right,
it was good. It was a good day, though, mate.
Listen, we'll get on to. I think we'll discuss how we think our teams have done in the first sort of half of the season. You know, a bit of a look back, a mid-term report maybe. But it's important, I think, to mention straight away the result for UD Ibiza in the Copa del Rey this week. Blimey, what a result for them against Celta!
It's an amazing. I mean, UD Ibiza just keep on surprising me, Richie, because last year we went all the way and we played Barcelona. Which was an amazing game, but you never really expected to win that match, did you? You don't play Barcelona expect to win as a Segunda B, which is probably equivalent to the English third division, isn't it? So, you don't expect to win Barcelona, but to beat Celta, which are in the top half of La Liga,
eighth.
Yeah, eighth. I mean, it's dreamland, Richie, really, and
I agree.
Not just beat them, Richie, but beat them well.
I saw the highlights actually, and well, let's put it this way: Celta didn't have many highlights. The highlights, I think, were their 2 goals and the penalty miss. That was about it from their point of view. But Ibiza looked like they were running the show. Did you go?
No, I didn't go, Richie. The problem we've got over here, and I must say, I'm so happy that basically there's fans in the ground, but there was only 1,500 fans allowed in on it. It's a 7,000 capacity now, UD Ibiza, because they put the extra stands up. Well, unfortunately, with COVID regulations, you can only get 1,500 in, which is fair enough. But they've got 1,000 season ticket holders, yeah? So there was only 500 tickets available to the general public. So, I kind of, rather than go with the scrum, mate, I thought I'd watch it at home with the kids, and it was nice. And I was expecting a good game, I must confess, but to see that, I mean, I know I text you very like an excited schoolboy, didn't I, mate, really? So, it was just amazing. And it's just another continuation of the UD Ibiza story.
Yeah, it's still undefeated, of course. We're into the new year, still undefeated. Into the next round, what's it? The third round now, I think, of the Copa del Rey. I think it gets drawn on Friday because I think there's some more games tonight.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow, Richie, because Penya are playing tonight, don't forget, which is a really important game for Ibiza as well. The island of Ibiza. So tomorrow, I believe around about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it will be on YouTube, which I can't wait to see the draw. And I just hope we get a big team. I know there's a few people out there thinking, well, if we get a lesser team, then we can go through to the next round. But no, I think this is now the time to get the big team and look for the big scalp.
Yeah, I mean, look at Atletico Madrid losing to Cornelia last night. I mean, that was a big surprise.
You've got to say, Richie, as well, that Celta, they had injuries to Aspas and Nolito, so they couldn't play. They bought 4 from the under-21 squad as well. So, they kind of rested players, but, that's more for them, really, to kind of take that game not as serious as they should. Now, the funny thing was yesterday, I decided to read the Vigo press. Yeah, I didn't read the Ibiza press. I read the Vigo press because I wanted to see what their take on it was, because I know what our take is going to be. And the Vigo press, let's just say they were very impressed with Vigo because, I think you're looking for momentum in football. I think they seem to think that they took it easy. They didn't pick the right team. And their coach, because of that result, is now under immense pressure. Football's a funny old game, but he's now...
Yeah, which is, it's mad, isn't it? Because I know that I checked them out. They were 8th. And they were, they've been strugglers for a long time. They've been one of these teams that have always been pretty much down towards the bottom of La Liga. I can't remember where they finished last year, 4th or 5th bottom, something like that. But this year, 8th, you thought, oh, hello, they could get into Europe now. But and then all of a sudden they lose a game against, arguably a lower base team. And
I mean, we have to be honest. I mean, even though Ibiza, they're throwing money at this league, they're still in the Segunda B, which, as I said, is probably equivalent to the English third or maybe even 4th division. You're playing in front of crowds of 700-800 normally, or you might get 1,200 on a good day. I know we've got a rich president who believes in the club and wants to invest in the club, but that's the level that Ibiza is at. So for Vigo to come here, take the game not as serious maybe as they should do, and then to go away with that result, and then the coach, if he gets 2 bad results now, Richie, he could go. Yeah. And I, for the life of me, I still don't understand why these coaches rest their big players for these games, because, we want to see the big game. We want to see the big players over here, 1. And 2, come and smack our bums, go back onto it and carry on the momentum. But instead they pick a youth side and the problems start kind of unraveling for them. So I've got no sympathy whatsoever for Vigo. However, let's just say Ibiza fully deserved the win. It was a great match. Even the penalty save could have gone to 4-3, remember, in the 89th minute. It could have gone to 4-3 with 5 minutes to go. We know how those things can change, don't we? So it could have 5-3. Herman, the keeper from UD, saved. It was a pretty poor penalty by Mine anyway. He saved it, and then we went right up the other end. And Rodado, who we've spoken a lot about on this show, haven't we? Rodado, who hasn't been getting a game for Ibiza this year. He's been on the subs bench a lot. Goes straight down the other end and scores 5-2. Job done, in the hat for the next round.
Penya playing tonight. Who Penya got?
I think Penya got Sabadell tonight.
Sabadell, right?
Which is a similar team. So looking for a result there as well. Penya seems to always get the bad draw, mate. Really, it would have been nice for them to get a big team as well, but they got someone in Segunda, and let's hope they can do a job. And it would be great to have 2 Ibiza teams in the draw tomorrow.
Yeah, Sabadell 18th in La Liga Santander. Don't forget, Sabadell have got Stoichkov, the boy that we sold, Mallorca sold to them as well, although they haven't been hitting many goals in, I'll be honest with you. So, there's an opportunity, I think, for Penya. We all know the problem with Penya and the other clubs is scoring goals, isn't it? That's their big problem. So good luck to them. Not such good news for Real Mallorca in the Copa del Rey. They lost 7-6 on penalties.
I saw that, Rich. I mean,
yeah.
Is that a bad thing for them to go out of the cup, though?
I don't think so, Mark. I'll be honest. I'm not too bothered. One of my boys said to me, "We didn't watch the game, Dad." I went, "I'm not really bothered." I got the team sent to me by the club, and I looked at the team and I thought, he's put. I mean, even Luca was playing. Luca Romero, the young boy, was playing. Then a goalkeeper I've never heard of. I'll be perfectly honest. Must be the third team keeper, I think, or the juvenile keeper maybe. Yeah. I just thought that, if we get through, fine. If we don't, the priority for Real Mallorca is going to get promotion, and to add more games in right now is probably not the thing they're looking for. So no, I'm not really too bothered, to be honest with you. All right, everybody says a cup run is nice. It is, definitely. But, if your priority is to get promotion, then that's what you must concentrate on. So let's get on with look back then. So let's look at Mallorca first of all. I think, when we first started this, we said, the new manager's in. It could be, we're not really sure about him. Or I said this, not really sure about him. But, he's proved me and all the other doubters totally wrong. They lost their first game to Rayo. They lost the last game of the season, fun enough, to Fuenlabrada, I think it was the last game. Lost 3-2, got 2 players sent off. And not a great refereeing performance by all judgments. But, at the end of the year, they were second. 2 points behind Espanyol, or 1 point behind Espanyol, I think it was, and only having lost 2 games. So you can't really fault them. I don't think. Scoring goals, doing well defensively, much better. But they've conceded 7 goals, of 3 of which came in that Fuenlabrada game. So it's been a great start. We squandered a 2-goal lead against Oviedo last weekend. We were 2-0 up, cruising. Didn't look like we were going to, concede, and then lost 2 goals in the second. 1 goal towards the end of the first half, another goal in the second half, and we're hanging on a little bit towards the end of that game. But it was a 2-2 draw. As we always say, if you're gonna throw something away, don't lose it. Still get the point. We got the point. Espanyol lost last weekend as well, which is a good thing for Mallorca. So we're now joint top with them on 42 points. But Almeria are coming up behind us very quickly. Almeria have got 41 points. And I think it's between us 3, Almeria, Mallorca and Espanyol, for the 2 places to go up. Because then you've got a 7-point gap to Vallecano, Leganés and Sporting Gijón as well. So, listen, I can't fault really where Mallorca have got to right now. I think it's great. They just need to push on now. They need to start getting back to winning ways, get back to that really tight defence. He didn't play Raia or Valjean. I don't know the reasons for that last weekend. I don't know if he was just resting. He does have this tendency to flip the team around quite a lot because he's got such a good squad. But it obviously didn't come off for him. So hopefully, I think they're for me the best two centre-half pairing we've got. And then Abdon started to score a few goals up front, which is great. Let's just hope that we can carry on.
Richie. The point that we say week in, week out is that draw your away games, win your home games, and you're up on really. So, but would you have taken this position back in July or?
Oh yeah,
So let's be honest about it. I actually think that Mallorca have probably, I wouldn't say overperformed, because the three teams that went down last year are more or less there or thereabouts this year as well. But 28 goals scored, 9 against. You're the second highest scorers in the league. You've got the less amount of goals conceded. The stats are there to see. The quite worrying thing for me is the last 2 games you seem to have just taken your foot off the pedal for some reason. I don't know why. As you said, resting the best partnership in the league seems a bit strange for me, because you can't look at other results, but Espanyol have stuttered a bit as well. So if you could have got 3 points rather than 1 point out of those 6, you got 2 or even 4 points out of those 6 points, then you're just starting to pull away at the top, aren't you? However, Almeria are just there breathing down everyone's necks, aren't they, really? So there's a little bit of a gap there now between Almeria and Rayo Vallecano. So it looks like 2 from 3. So Mallorca really can't take their foot off the gas now, Richie. They're going to have to go on, and they're going to have to prove that they're one of the best teams in that league and score some goals.
Yeah, I agree. And Almeria got a bit of money behind them, as we know. And it's transfer window time, so they may, push out some more money. I don't think Mallorca are going to do much in the window. They might try and get rid of a few fringe players, maybe on loan or something. I don't really see many coming in.
Might bring someone in, Rich. I've got a feeling they might bring an attacking midfield. Somewhat, they need force. I think defensive-wise, we've said that they are very strong. Goalkeeper's an excellent keeper. Renger's an excellent keeper as well. We know he's got the Player of the Month a couple of times, I think, hasn't he now, in the La Liga Smart Bank. So it wouldn't surprise me if they make a little transaction, but I think the squad's good enough as it stands to make the promotion.
Yeah, I think I just need to go back on what I said earlier about the players missing. Obviously, Raí was missing because he got carded last time, red carded in the game against Fuenlabrada, so he was banned. Right. And Valiant was actually injured, and we missed Danny Rodriguez as well. Danny, as we know, he's our top scorer. He is a fantastic attacking midfield player and drives the team on. So he was missing last week against Oviedo. So I think it's it's probably important to say that straight away. If you can get those players back, I think they're important to the team, and then push on. That's what we need to do now. It is about pushing on, just carrying on, getting those results, keeping up with everything else that's going on around. A home this weekend to Las Palmas. Las Palmas with the team that beat Espanyol last week, so it looks like it's going to be a bit of a toughie. And we'll see how we get on.
That's not a gimme at all, is it? That's
no.
one. I would probably say, Mallorca. I've got a feeling that's going to be a score draw, Richie. To be honest, that one. I think Las Palmas are on the up. Mallorca a little bit on the down because of what's happened. So I think that's got score draw all over it. So if Mallorca can eke out 3 points on that, I think it will be a lot of bounce back for them.
Yeah, look forward to that. That's Sunday at, is it 4 or 6 o'clock? 4 o'clock. So Udi this weekend. Where are you, Mark? Have you got a game this weekend? Are we back now with the La Ligue in Segunda?
Yeah. So Udi this weekend have got Villarreal B at home.
Okay, good.
It's a really good match to get on the back of that win against Celta to then have Villarreal B. The match is going to come thick and fast now, Richie. So in the table, as we know, they've done very well. Udi Ibiza, they've played 8, won 6, drawn 2, so they're still unbeaten. All I would say is they scored 12 goals in 8 matches, mate. So and a bit like Mallorca, they've only conceded 1 goal. Yeah, so the stats again are in their favour. They're 5 points ahead of Hercules, who are in second at the moment. So, there's a good chance this weekend that we can crack on, and Villarreal B a third. So, again, if you can get those 3 points, that just the gap just gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it? So, big match, Rich, and I think we've got to go for home win, haven't we? After Tuesday's performance, I think it's going to be Ibiza all the way.
Penya away at Adzad. How do you pronounce this? Zeneta, is it?
Yeah. We've had trouble with that one before, mate, haven't we?
Funny off, bottom of the league at Zeneta, so it's a chance for Penya to get a win. Although, funny enough, I remember doing their stats when I was looking at the mid-season, and they've scored 1 and conceded 3. So they are the draw specialists of that particular division. They've played 8, won 1, drawn 4, lost 3.
Yeah, so, if you look at the stats, which you mean 1 goal in 8 games. I mean,
it's bad, isn't it?
It's ludicrous. It's not.
Stick you up front, Mark. I'll put you on the bench. Last 10 minutes.
You want the big lad up front, don't you? With 10 minutes.
Exactly. Stick the big fella up.
He's going to notch it. But the stats are not looking good for Ibiza, but for Penya rather. But you've got to say that a couple of quick wins in that league can get you out of trouble as well. So really, got to be a win for Penya this weekend. When you're playing that team that have only got 3 points, haven't they? So let's just say, Rich, if Penya don't win this weekend, I think it's going to be a very long haul back.
Now, Atletico Baleares, I don't know what to say about Atletico Baleares, really. They did win last time out.
That's what you're not paid for.
Did win last time out, which was pleasing to see. But 6th place, 9 points from 8 games. Only won 2 games, drawn 3, lost 3. I'm really surprised the manager's still there. I thought they would have kicked him out by now. They've signed a couple of players in the window already.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know the names of the player. I'll be honest with you, because I know they've signed them because I've seen the Twitter account. I was going to do a report for this weekend, but I'm hoping that's going to help them along, because right now, 9 points from 8 games, they're 10 points behind the leaders, who are San Sebastian and Rayo Majadahonda, and even the team they beat 4-0 at the beginning of the season are above them. Dux Internacional. It's just like it's really weird, and I don't really know what's not going right for Atletico Baleares right now.
Well, as my Mallorca specialist, Richie, I'm kind of flummoxed that if you don't know, nobody knows, do they? Because
no, exactly. It's just see, and we want them to do well. We've always said this. I did get accused by an Atletico Baleares supporter of being a Real Mallorca fan. And not wanting Baleares to win. That's no way. I am for all our Balearic teams to do well. We both have young boys who play football. It's great not only for youth football here, for more teams to go up and do well, and also for supporters of all those teams as well. I want to go and watch good football. Regardless of what team I support, I want to go and see good football, and then I want the opportunity not only for my boys, because that's probably a little bit selfish, for any boy that lives in Balearics to go and be able to be part of a professional team is a fantastic opportunity, rather than having to go to the mainland every time. And if the more teams we have, we've already said, if Mallorca can go up to League One, Baleares and UDB can get up to Segunda, then it's a fantastic situation for Balearic football. So, I want them to do well. It's not a case of wanting them to do badly. Definitely not. I
mean, you in Mallorca have been spoiled over the years. I know around Mallorca have had some bad years, but we've never had top flight football in Ibiza for, I think, 30, 40 years. Not since I've been on the island. I've been on it 30 years this year. So probably 40 years since we've had top flight football, or something to do with top flight football here. So as you rightly say, to see a top game, we have to go and fly somewhere. So,
exactly.
That's how, if you're a true football fan, I have a lot of Spanish friends over here who fly all over Spain and all over the world to watch football, because they're not able to watch top flight football on the island. So, I was accused by Penya of being a UD Ibiza fan. Of course, I prefer UD Ibiza, but I want Penya to do well as well. So at the end of the day, it's Balearic football that we're touting here.
It's what our podcast and Zoomcast is about. It's not about our allegiances to the teams either.
if our teams win, that just gives us a little bit of extra smile. But the thing is, Atletico Balear, Richie, it's just not good enough. It's as simple as that. And
no, I agree. The money they've put in, I'll tell you, that stadium is one of the best stadiums I've seen. I mean, they need to do, obviously, around the other side, the other thing. But the pitch is gorgeous. They've done a really good job of upgrading that stadium to what it is today. And you want to see a good team coming out of it. And I'm just really surprised that right now they haven't got rid of the coach. Maybe they have today, and I don't know about it. But
Richie,
I don't think so.
We know how this level of football goes, and we know what it's like when we have rich owners with teams that don't win. Yeah, that coach, if he doesn't turn it around the next game or 2 games, will be gone.
Yeah, because you've still got the window. Obviously, the window runs to the end of January. So yeah, you'd think that they might sort of give him a couple more games to see how it goes, and then let's see. So yeah, let's have a look. The other team, of course, is Poblense. I would put them on a par with Penya, obviously in your side of the league. Udi are in 7th. They played 8, 1-1. They're the draw specialists. They've drawn 5 and lost just 2. They've scored 8 and conceded 9. So, as we've said about Poblense and Penya, it's about survival for them more than anything else. They can survive. It's been a great season for both of those teams.
I mean,
still got 3.
Just imagine if Poblense finish above Atletico Balear.
Well, they've only 1 point behind them right now. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Udi Poblense won. It was the game just before Christmas that we weren't together then, and they won 3-2, and it was unbelievable. Udi, don't score many goals, got 3 that game, which is why I'm saying that I'm really surprised that manager's still there. But let's see. I hope he turns it around because it's important, as I say, to try and get them moving. Let's move into Tercera then, Mark, because Tercera's quite an interesting one as well, actually. I'm quite enjoying, because obviously the leagues have been split up in Segunda and Tercera. The league's been split up, so there's only obviously half games played, and then we get to March, that it all sort of pans itself out into playoffs and stuff like that. In Group A, Andratx top, 24 points, followed by Manacor, 21 points. And it looks like it's between those two, although you've got CD Ibiza behind them as well. But they're a little bit. There's a bit of a gap. It's a 10-point gap.
And then 4th, Richie.
4th, ST Portmany. Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to mention it, but anyway, there you go.
That is
got 12 points, mate.
That is my team. Yeah, I mean, I think last weekend Portmany went to, I think it was Colorense last weekend, and won 2-1 with a 89th minute winner. Things like that, Rich. I mean, again, for a team like Portmany, who have flattered his seat for many years, for them to be knocking on the door. And don't forget, Portmany, my team, was so lucky not to be relegated last year because of COVID. Yeah, this is a COVID story, because they were nailed on for relegation until the leagues pretty much stopped, didn't they? And they said, we're going to start again the same. The Tercera Division, they started the same last year. No one went up, no one went down. They started again, yeah. So, but they've signed a few players. I know the chairman, or the presidente. He's a very good friend of mine. I know the actual board there as well, and they're really trying their best. So for them to be 4th and knocking on the door of CD Ibiza is amazing. You know what I mean? Listen, Andratx and Manacor have run away with it. We know that. But the next 2, it really pleases me to say, are Ibiza teams.
Good. And in the other side of the division, Players de Calvia are top, 23 points, looking good. San Jordi, obviously your other team as well, San Jordi, looking good in 2nd place, followed by Real Mallorca B as well.
Yeah. I mean, good. I mean, again, San Jordi, they're a bit of a surprise, mate, because that's their first time up in Tercera this year, and they're doing really, really well. We've also got San Rafael near the bottom, unfortunately, but things change for that. And also, don't forget Formentera, who have been the stars of kind of Ibiza and Formentera football for the last few years, who just on the wane a little bit, but
they are, yeah.
They're still there or thereabouts, mate. They're in 5th place in the Tercera Division, and it's Group 11, isn't it? Yeah, Group 11 of Balearic Division. So they're there or thereabouts, mate. They're only 4 points away from Mallorca B, so you never know. But it's all good.
And in Division Honour, which is the highest league in youth football, so you're looking at 16, 17, 18-year-old boys who play in that. We've got 3 teams. All three teams come from Mallorca. Real Mallorca is obviously in there. Penya Deportiva in there, and CD San Francisco in there as well. San Francisco actually got a great result the other week. They drew 1-1 with Barcelona the other week. But right now, top of the league, Espanyol, who are 10 points clear of Girona, and they are then 12 points clear of Barcelona. Barcelona struggling a little bit, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, and then right in the middle, you've got Mallorca, who are sixth. They've got 10 points. Penya Deportiva 7th with 9 points, and San Francisco, who are 8th with 7 points. But San Francisco do have a couple of games in hand. They've had a couple of COVID situations, San Francisco, so they've got a couple more games to catch up with the teams above them. So I'm hoping that they can do that, because, once again, very, very important for these teams to carry on playing in this type of league, particularly for, my boy is a cadete right now. The next stage for him is going to be juvenil, and he wants to be playing Barcelona, Espanyol, Girona, all those sort of teams. He wants to be playing those teams, because it's a high standard. It's an opportunity to get off the island, go and enjoy, flying somewhere to play a football match, stay in a hotel possibly as well. So
it's a professional, Richie, isn't it? It's as close as some of the boys will be to ever being a professional.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, no, I mean, that honour. The fact that you've got three teams in that honour, Richie, is amazing. Really.
Yeah, and also, can I just say, talking of sort of cadete and juvenil and stuff like that, I don't know if you remember, Mark, we mentioned a boy called Xavi Simons.
Yeah.
Xavi Simons was at Barcelona. I saw him play in a tournament when my eldest was playing over in Menorca. And he was a top boy then. He was about 15, I think he was, and he looked good. He just got called into, because he got a transfer to PSG. He didn't want to stay at Barcelona. He went to PSG probably about 2 or 3 years ago, and he just got a call into Pochettino's first squad.
Wow.
Obviously, Pochettino's gone and taken over from Tuchel at PSG. Okay. He just got a call into the first team squad, which is an amazing thing for him. He's a Dutch boy, who I think I'm right in saying he could qualify to be a Spanish footballer as well. But
he's played for Holland under every.
Has he played for the Dutch? Oh, he has. Okay, right. Okay,
he's played for youth. He's played for the youth teams as well. No, he's Dutch, mate, and he's proudly Dutch as well. I mean, I followed him when you first mentioned it many years ago. I've been following him ever since. He's got 1 million followers on social media. He's already got a contract with Nike. This guy, as long as he carries on this path, mate, he's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, I agree totally. And it's funny because you remember watching him 2 or 3 years ago in Menorca in a tournament, and looking at him going, yeah, he's a player. You can see there's a player there. So good luck to him. I hope that all goes well for him. My boys are back training. I don't know if it's the same for you, Mark, in Ibiza, but my boys are back training now. They started this week, which is good news. Games we haven't been told yet, because the last games of this round just before Christmas were cancelled here. I don't know if it was the same in Ibiza, but our games were cancelled youth football wise. Talking about my oldest boy here, because obviously the youngest ones haven't started yet. There is no word yet of when they're restarting. There's no word yet, of course, when the younger boys are going to restart, because it's always a little bit frustrating right now with the COVID situation, of which we understand, but sometimes find it a bit frustrating.
I mean, we're back training. Funny story, Richie. Just before Christmas, we had a friendly, I say, between Udi Ibiza and Poblense, which is my son's team, and obviously Udi Ibiza, the other big team. And this is Barca versus Madrid of youth football over here, mate. And it was a crackerjack of a game. Finished 5-4. Poblense lost this time as well. But a big shout out to my young man who was in goal, who gave 2 goals away and got sent off.
It's not from you shouting on the sideline again.
No. The ups and downs of the keeper. He will have some better days for sure, but that was
brilliant. And that's it from today's nice note to end. He's going to be really happy with you leaving it on that note. We are back next week. This is a Zoomcast from Atletico Balear. You can follow us all on the normal social media pages for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, of course. And we'll put this out as a podcast as well, so you can listen back at your own heart's content. Mark, take care. We'll speak to you next week.
Pleasure, Richie. Good to be back, mate. Happy New Year once again.
And Happy New Year to everybody that watches and keeps up to date with all the stuff that we do. Thanks.
Focusing on Balearic football for the next 3 or 4 months as well, mate. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Take care.